Serppas, the Southeast Regional Partnership for Planning and Sustainability, was started back in 2005. It was a reaction to a shared sense among the states in the Southeast, the military services, some federal resource agencies that business as usual wouldn't solve the problems we needed to solve related to national defense, conservation, and working lands.
And a gentleman by the name of Bill Ross, who was at that time the Secretary of the Department of Environment and Natural Resources for the state, convened a group of people to come together to see if there was a way to get the military services, that's the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, and others, together to see if we couldn't look at issues, look at challenges on a regional scale, and find solutions across state boundaries, which we tried to focus on looking at where the military trained in the Southeast and how much land that encompassed, what were some of the state conservation issues going on in each of those states, what were some of the forestry and farming issues in each of those states, water issues, habitat, natural resource issues, climate. And we just assembled a group of people that had a like mind, that were willing to sit down at a table, and that while they may have competing interests, there was a nexus, there was an intersection of all those interests on certain challenge sets.
Well, the Serppas program is extremely important to the military, especially in this budget-constrained environment, because we look for ways we can share expertise, we share ideas, we come together, we look for ways to enhance energy, we look for ways to partner together, we look for example, the Farm Bureau. We have a Food for Forces program where we buy local produce and we put them in our chow halls and things like that, and that supports the state.
Well, the military is growing in North Carolina. We all know that. Obviously, we want more of the business for our farmers and our value-added food companies. Agriculture is our leading industry with $77 billion annually for the state, and we just want to raise the volume of movement. We want to encourage additional movement of new commodities that we have. Some of the test commodities we've had in the past, we've actually had into the commissaries here. And troop support is absolutely critical. They purchase so much product that we want that volume of movement for our farmers.
North Carolina has been not only an original founder involved with creating Serppas, but has been in many cases a kind of a pilot location where we test things out before we take them into other states. And it's really due to the great partnership that exists in North Carolina involving the governor, the military, the Departments of Transportation and Commerce and DENR, and of course the Department of Agriculture.
And the state interacts with the military. We also look for land management opportunities to ensure that one, we have training environment safe for training, and at the same time we protect the environment. So we have environmentalists here. We look for endangered species, at-risk species, longleaf pines. All these aspects of Serppas are extremely important to the base because we want to be good neighbors. We're in a state that's very supportive of the military. Matter of fact, the most military-friendly state in the United States.
Well, I think the number one thing is relationships, and forming those relationships together as a group like this. You get together, and a lot of those obstacles do come down. The awareness goes up, and they get to enjoy North Carolina products, and they want more of them.
Well, we actually like to think of ourselves as one of the leads and the models because we have such a good relationship with not only the Department of Agriculture, but we have the Department of Transportation, Department of Energy, because it brings the military community, the local community, the state community together to look for ways where we can capitalize on each other's strengths and support each other, mutually support relationships.